Muyumbe wa Kiharu Ndindi Nyoro Niwavuthiisya Muvango wa Silikali wa Kuseuvya Kinandu cha Myako Aiweta Kana ni Uteti wa Tene na Kwenda Kuvuvuania Enenthi Molwe ni Mathina Mamekumbilite Mevo maki Ukwati Aineena na Aandiki Mauvoo Nyoro Niwaweta Kana Kavindani kala siasa siathengea ateti ni makotha kwa Enenthi maundu maingi na kuema kuweta Uw'o wa kila mekite Waweta Kana uthukumi wa Silikali uendeye kuonza kila muthenya. Meshak David nukuelezea.
Nyoro Aineena na Aandiki Mauvoo ni wasekana kavinda katwelekele usakwani munene ateti moka na mawatho maingi. Aiweta Silikali ndia ile kwithwa inenge Enenthi mawatho vandu vake imaelesie maundu ala ikite.
We must cease to become politicians all the time as leaders and become leaders instead. Because, you know, the issue of promising all the time. I'm MP for Kiharu. If I call a baraza in Kiharu and only sell what I want to do, what does that mean about what I have done? It means then I have nothing much to talk about in terms of what I have done. And therefore, so in the national scale, the government has a responsibility of telling Kenyans the kind of development we have seen for the last 3 years and 2 months. So that even as we talk about where we are going, can we first audit whether we have been prudent enough with the resources that Kenya has raised.
Mumbunge wono watola mute Silikali kwa kunengana mawatho mambesa mbingi kavinda kala maundu mavata takisomo maende nai ailiana na kuolo kwa mbesa sia capitation na hali mungili miongoeli ma JSS kulia kuandikwa Muvangoni wa kutoa
close to 4 trillion borrowed in the recent past. That is enough money to have made education free, basic education free. We actually need only a top-up for the entire 3 years that has been there. We only could have needed only 100 billion to make education totally free in terms of basic education. The money we have borrowed is enough to have made education in the tertiary institutions free for all the over 500 undergraduates in our universities, both in public and private.
Kukonia maundu magumelu wa Silikali kwa Enenthi. Nyoro niwenda Silikali yelesi Enenthi yulwa shilingi trilioni hinya undo itumikite na maendeleo ala Silikali ikite na sio aikule no kana wethiwe na umelu na maendeleo meneke vandu vakwe kuna kithoi bate maendeleo.
Kenya has borrowed 4 trillion shillings in the last barely 3 years and 2 months. So that is enough money, and I want you to hear this. 4 trillion Kenya shillings is the money we have borrowed as a country. Close to 4 trillion in the last 3 years and 2 months. And 4 trillion shillings is the one we have borrowed, as I keep saying, in the official book of loans. There are other debts on the side which are borrowed illegally. So 4 trillion shillings, before we talk about the launching of trillion shillings fund, I would request those who are in government to come first and face Kenyans and tell them what the government has done with the 4 trillion Kenya shillings that Kenya has borrowed in the last 3 years and 2 months. We are coming to launch a trillion fund in Kenya today, or we are planning to do that. Can the government first face Kenyans and explain sequentially from number 1, where has the 4 trillion Kenya shillings the government has borrowed gone to? Because as we talk about what we want to raise, can we first audit what we have already incurred so that we see the better way of moving forward as a country?
Vilingi wa Mauvoo Mutongo TV ni ito Meshak David.